Hello, this is the TradeTech Forex Market Preview and International Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 9th of September, ending Friday the 14th, 2018. Not the most exciting start to September, but sometimes Forex gets dull in August and into September. It's not until later that it kind of comes back, and we're certainly seeing that. It's a very narrow week. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. You can see less than a point range on the dollar index for the whole week. So we'll go through the pairs. This is going to be short, though. There's not a lot to talk about. I mean, the euro is the inverse of the dollar index as usual, very narrowly contained. The pound didn't do much either. Aussie dollar made new lows, cracking the risk line from that 13 buy signal. So you got the buy signal back in the second week of August. You bounced a bit off of that. Now you've come down and broken the risk line on that one. The euro yen didn't do much this week. Pound yen also pretty uneventful. Um, the pound Swiss making a bear flag, maybe near the lows, and the New Zealand dollar looks to break down potentially as well. Let's take a look at the intra week action. Here's the euro dollar. High to low for the week is only 120 pips at best. I mean, it's really unexciting, and it was a little move down. Monday was flat. That was the holiday for Labor Day. Tuesday down. Wednesday back up. Thursday dead flat. Friday back down. But it was all in the 120 pip range, which is that's average daily range, not average month or weekly range. So we didn't come anywhere near what we normally trade. Here's the pound dollar. This one traded a little bit more, and it's closer to a better area. It's 240 pips. You like to see more like 350 in the pound in a week, and we're not there yet. But Monday again, the holiday. Tuesday fairly flat. Wednesday there's the spike up, a little bit move back. Thursday dead flat. Friday we made some money. The spike up and back. I mean, we had two winners here this week, but again, this isn't going to make you a lot of money in this type of action. Look how flat so much of the market was. So it is what it is there. Let's go ahead and just move off of this and go into the economic data that's coming out this week. Manufacturing sales out of New Zealand Sunday, bank lending and current account, and final GDP out of Japan, 7:50 p.m. Sunday night. We're about a month away from the time zone changes, by the way, just so you're aware. China CPI and PPI. Monday, Japan Economy Watcher sentiment. European Centex investor confidence. We got the GDP, manufacturing production, trade balance, index of services, industrial production out of the UK. Consumer credit out of the US. We got money stock out of Japan, business confidence out of Australia, foreign direct investment out of China, 30-year bond auction out of Japan, tertiary industry activity out of Japan. This is Tuesday now. French final private payrolls, Japan's preliminary machine tool orders. I feel like so far there's a lot of Japan numbers here. Money supply out of China, new loans out of China, unemployment rate out of the UK, economic change and sentiment out of Europe, broad European sector, small business index here in the US, 30-year bond auction out of the UK, housing starts out of Canada, final wholesale inventories and JOLTS job openings here in the US. That's at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. BSI manufacturing index, I don't even know what that one is, out of Japan. Australia's Westpac consumer sentiment. Europe's got their Italian industrial production, their regular industrial production, 30-year bond auction out of Germany, capacity utilization rate out of Canada. U.S. has PPI, crude oil inventories on Wednesday. That's the weekly number. Fed members speaking. We've got 10-year bond auction, beige book at 2 p.m. FPI out of New Zealand that night. Housing price index or price balance out of the UK. Core machinery orders out of Japan, along with their PPI, 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday night. MI inflation expectations out of Australia, and their unemployment rate stuff there at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Going into Thursday, German final CPI, French final CPI, PPI out of Switzerland. We have a rate announcement out of the Bank of England. So the UK's got a rate announcement. Europe's got their main refinancing rate. Canada's got NAHB housing or NAHB price index. Press conference from the European rate announcement as well. So UK and Europe both have the rate. That's the main refinancing rate they're calling it now. CPI here in the US is one of our big three, so we'll be half size at least. I mean, we're still half size. I have not told everybody to go back to full size because we just haven't seen the action yet in the market. Forex is slow in August and September. We get back to work when it starts to pick up. But we'd be less than half size if CPI is coming out going into Thursday. Natty gas, that's the weekly number here in the U.S., 30-year bond auction, the federal budget balance, business NZ manufacturing index. China's got their, out of New Zealand, China's got their fixed asset investment, industrial production, retail sales, the unemployment rate. Going into the Friday, revised industrial production out of Japan, trade balance out of Europe, retail sales, import prices, capacity utilization, and industrial production out of the U.S., and the preliminary consumer confidence number out of Michigan, along with business inventories. And that will wrap up the week. There's a lot of data. None of it's huge. CPI is the biggest number, Forex here in the U.S., but we do have 2 rate announcements out of England and the broad European sector. We will go from there and just call it as we see it. We'll go full size when the market starts behaving again and doing things. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week in Forex.